Hello, so welcome to another episode of the Personal Development Show, brought to you in courtesy of Be the Limitless You. My name's Ant Austin, and I'm with Jer Norris. Now, me and Jer, we
Hello.
act as accountability partners for each other. We're passionate about personal development. We're looking to dominate our time, money, and health so we can deepen our relationships and elevate our results. And we found
Right.
that through working with each other and studying these specific ideas for a sustained amount of time, and we voice note each other every single day, we've
Every
noticed
day.
that our awareness has expanded at a rapid rate, which has accelerated our learning and is getting on this fast track to success. So we thought this channel and this show would help you as a viewer to also get a perspective, and we're asking you to join in with us. So
Correct.
what we're gonna do is Jer has got an idea from a recording that we listened to today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share the screen and Jer's going to put his opinion across and then we're just going to discuss it. So let's get straight into it, Jer.
Right. Okay. So today we are listening. We have been listening to the decisions by Earl Nightingale, and we've been doing this for a number of weeks. We'll be doing it for 3 months, where we are going to go laser focused on one thing, and then get as many insights into little bits of that 15-minute clip as we can. So each day we do this, but on a Wednesday we decided that we're going to share our insight with you guys, and see where it goes. So today I listened to decisions. There's 15 minutes in the clip, so we pick out things that stood out to us, yeah, within that 15 minutes. So today was examining one's past decisions. We come to know ourselves. So there's about three or four things I heard today, but this is the first one. So examining one's past decisions, we come to know ourselves. I think that's massive, to be quite honest, because you can only know who you are by looking back at your past decisions, and
Mm.
why you made those decisions, I think, is where he's going with this. And I think that's what he means. Like, if you don't really know who you are, if you look at the decisions you've made, if you start to analyze your own life and where you are in your life right now, I think that's where he's going with it, because examining your past decisions got you to where you are now. And if you're not happy where you are now, then you've made the wrong decisions to get to where you are. Do you think that's right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think looking back at your past decisions, if you were looking at it from an outsider's perspective, as if someone else is making them decisions, you might think, why did you make them decisions? And I think there is where you start getting into that territory where you're finding and locating these limiting beliefs. And I think you're running into the fear, you're starting to uncover them basically, because you're thinking, why did I make that decision? Oh, I had a fear there. And that's
Yeah,
why I made the decision. So straight away, it's like, well, where did the fear come from?
yeah. I
And
didn't actually think about the limiting beliefs.
so it gives you an idea of where you're at, in your own
But
personal
yeah,
development again. And
yeah. Or even if you procrastinated on a lot of decisions and be thinking, why have I not made them decisions? And that's then also that leads to where you are, not making the decisions as well. So then that, yeah, that's a good one, because then that kind of leads into your limiting beliefs. You're dodging, you're copping out of making the decisions as well.
copying out, yeah. And if you're like, if we don't consciously, yeah, look back at our past decisions and we don't know how we can improve for the future. And like he says, you get to know who you are. Most of us that I've learned, we don't know who we are really. We don't know a great deal about ourselves.
No, but we're
We
trying to figure that out.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out. So we know what we are from an external perspective, but that inner side of us, where all that fear comes from and where it's tough to make decisions, that is there's a lot of work and a lot of ground to cover there. But that's where
Yeah.
the magic is,
This
because
is why. Go on. Sorry.
that area has never been measured, so no one knows how far your inner world extends to, and your outer world is just a manifestation of all of that inner world.
This is why I love this process because, like, I've come up with one line, I had my view in it, and then you've kind of totally spun out with your view in it. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't even get the
exactly.
limited belief side of it, like that your one's past decisions, we come to know ourselves. But yeah, that's so true, like, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're also running into your self-image there as well, I think. Because
Yeah.
we've got this exterior image that we see in the mirror, but we've also got this inner self-image as well, which we think of ourselves. And if we think, oh, we're not good enough to do that, then
Yeah.
we won't make the decision, even though something inside of us is saying, you do want to do it, but then something's
Yeah.
scaring us and going, no, that's our,
The
again,
negative,
personal
the
development
negative
work
wolf.
with the identity. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like we said though, like you can be right on this, I can be right on it, and then like as the viewers as well, you guys can be right with your views on it, and
On
that's
it
what
as
we
well.
encourage all of you viewers to put down your views in the comments, because your
Yeah.
views at the end of the day could help someone else. That could be that missing piece for someone else who just happens to watch this video, and it's not come from me and Jer, it's
Yeah.
actually come from you as the viewer. Um,
Yeah, because everybody's going to have a different perspective on the meaning of different words because everybody's awareness is going to be at different levels. So someone might with a different view and a different awareness might even go say something and we go, wow, I didn't even
exactly,
think of that. That's
exactly.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're all that's the power of our perception, isn't it? Again, that's that inner side of us that, like,
Mm. And if there's any good comments and we look at it and go, wow, that's great, we could take that and we can move it on to like next week. Um, and then roll with that one and then bring that into the conversation, go, actually, like that's person made a good comment, like let's discuss that side of things,
yeah, for sure.
their view on it. So that was the first insight I got. Yeah, one's past decisions, we come to know ourselves. I, um
So your next idea, I think, is the big idea that we're going to discuss, and I think I can get that on the screen. You talk
yeah,
for it though. That's the autonomous one, yeah.
autonomous one,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Say what you're
Yeah,
going to say. I'll just share the screen so
yeah. So
we
an
can look.
autonomous, oh yeah. Oh, very nice. An autonomous person has the courage to admit when he is wrong. Now, I think that's huge. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
I I think that's massive. Like because it's the one of the hardest things to do is admit when you've actually got something wrong.
Mm.
Um, and it takes courage to stand up and go, "I'm sorry, I admit that I got that completely wrong." But it takes balls to make a quick decision and not worry about getting it wrong. I think that's even ballsier.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
like I
It's,
I I'd even know I would have struggled in the past to own up myself to say that I was wrong. It would take me a while to come around. If it was a heated moment, I wouldn't say I was wrong straight away. I would now, but before I would have to go away and then probably kind of say in a kind of sheepish way. But it takes courage to own up to something that you've but it takes more courage to make a decision that you might get wrong and then you just own up and say, look, I got it wrong, let's move on, and
yeah,
then you're not worrying about the decision.
yeah, because he says later, doesn't he, that autonomy does not frighten a winner. And just like if you're
Yeah.
watching this for the first time, when me and Jer started studying decision, this recording from Earl Nightingale, we didn't know what autonomy meant when it comes to
No.
decision because he'd actually recorded this in 1973. And I remember
Yeah.
messaging you and I said, I don't know what he's talking about. Like autonomy to me is online internet systems, like autonomous systems and things like that. And then
Yeah, and
We
I
got
said
the
I said I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And as we continued listen to it, this is where we build an awareness in our mind, and we come to the conclusion, and I think we're right with it. We come to a conclusion that an autonomous person is a person who can just he doesn't dwell on decisions, he or she. There's just going, yeah, no, like that's that autonomy. And like me and Jer have been practicing this because of learning it. If we didn't listen to the recording, we wouldn't be aware of it. And
Exactly, yeah.
I know from my perspective that I'm making these quick decisions now, and my head is a lot more clearer. And
Yeah.
I'm not procrastinating, and I don't get stressed, and nothing builds up anymore.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you feel the same, but
yeah, I do.
just to go on this statement here, an autonomous person has the courage to admit when he's wrong. See, I think before I understood this, I was worried sometimes of being wrong. So I wouldn't make a decision. I'd procrastinate.
Yeah.
So I wasn't an autonomous
But
person.
that's the fear of making the decision, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
you're scared to get it wrong. Like
scared to get it wrong. And this is
and
huge
yeah,
because, like, when you study these things, you tend to get on a frequency and just run into random events and people. And do you remember I said I ran into that person during the day, and he said to me, "Oh, you make decisions at the time. Half of them are wrong, half of them are right." And he was a really successful person. And I thought, we're studying decision. And he's telling me most of them are wrong, but he was an autonomous person.
yeah. He probably didn't even realize he's just just who he was. That
Yeah,
guy.
exactly. Yeah, he's like so. I think sometimes like we need to like we just need to kind of get over ourselves a little bit, I know I've held back in the past just through fear of not getting it wrong. So I would just not make a decision.
Yeah, I've done the same, especially in my business. Like, yeah, where decisions need to be made, and I've delayed on it. And it's not a good trait of a leader,
No,
um, to take a while to. If it's a big decision, yes, like we discussed before, yeah, you could walk away. If it's a change in direction for a company or a big marketing decision, that's fine. But the small ones, they just need to go. They just need to be made. Like,
go, yeah,
yeah, because I feel the same. Like I've been practicing in this in my business, and as I said to you, even the lads have been texting saying thank you. Like the decision's just going like that because, and that's what they want. I'm the boss. Sometimes they just want. They have the fear of making the decision.
mm,
That's it. Actually, they
that's
have the fear of making
yeah,
the decision because they're not the boss. That the consequences is then not on them, which is fine because they're employees. So they ring me up and go X, Y, Z. They just want me to make the decision. They just want
mm,
it. And if I wait, then I'm getting stressed because I'm delaying on it, and they're not getting productive because then they're waiting for the decision. So the minute you make it, everything just flows. It's gone
yeah,
out of here. They're getting on with the job, and everything just flows.
yeah,
It makes like even in family life, it just makes everything flow. Like this one we said about like having a roast dinner. Are we having beef? Are we having chicken? Like just fucking beef.
yeah.
Decision's done.
It
That's it.
doesn't matter, does it? Yeah,
Doesn't matter. Just make it.
make the decision. Yeah, yeah.
Make the decision.
So those are
Yeah,
the small ones. So a bit of it is identifying the small ones from the big ones because we're studying decision because we want to master the art of making the kind of decisions that bring us face to face with the best possible life for us. But what me and
yeah,
Joe learned now is the bigger decisions, like they do have to be thought through, and you can't necessarily be, instantly autonomous on those. But once you've made that big decision, like you've set a big goal, then you're going to have loads of little decisions to get to the goal. So once you've
yeah,
made the big one, all the little ones leading up to it have to be in autonomy, don't they? And half of them are going to be wrong.
yeah.
And
Because
and I think
because go on,
Earl,
sorry.
sorry, mate. Earl Nightingale says he does say an autonomous person can stay in autonomy for a longer amount of time, and they will fall off occasionally. So it is a practice, I think, as well.
Yeah, it builds up your decision fatigue as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because if you're making quick decisions all the time, you're actually flexing that muscle of
Mm.
making decisions. Like, so you're going to build up, build up that decision fatigue muscle for longer, for sure. Yeah, it's huge, really. An autonomous person has the courage to admit when he's wrong. Like, there's so much just in one sentence. It's quite incredible, to be quite honest. But so what else I got from it? I know we've only got 30 minutes, so we need to. And if anybody wants to talk about any of these in further depth, please let a comment down below, and we can. So within that 15-minute clips, Earl Nightingale, it's the 15-minute clips of decisions. He then goes into a section about winners and losers. Just to define, he doesn't mean a winner that wins over somebody. He means like winning in life, and losing in life. So he says a winner doesn't pretend to have all the answers. A winner doesn't play the blaming game. He is responsible for his own life. Again, I think this is fucking massive. Awareness is through the roof today. That, especially the last line, he is responsible for his own life. A winner doesn't pretend to have all the answers. So again, it's boiling down to he's making the decision quickly.
Mm.
Now, he might not know everything about that decision, but he's just making it. And that's again, courage. He's not fearful of making the decision, even though he might not have all the knowledge for it. It's a small decision potentially, but it's having that no fear to make the decision and just go with it. I think that's incredible. And then a winner doesn't play the blaming game. So when he gets it wrong, he doesn't go, it's his fault. It's his fault. He takes responsibility for his own life. So actually, it's my fault. I take responsibility for my own decisions. Again, that's all the traits of a great leader. So I think a winner doesn't play the blaming game, because loads of people play it. Like, there's no point making quick decisions if you're going to turn around and go, like, someone acted on your decision and then it was wrong, and then you walk in and went, "Oh, why have you done all of that?" That's not. Do you know what I mean? You're putting the blame to them. And yeah, I imagine lots of bosses do that because they don't want to own up to the ownership. Just speaking in company terms, that they don't want to own up to the ownership that they have fucked it up, basically. Excuse my French, pardon me. But yeah.
And it kind of feeds into the last idea we were talking about with an autonomous person has the courage to admit when they're wrong. Because
Exactly, yeah.
if you make a decision and then the next thing doesn't work out, I know I've done it in the past, go, well, that was the right decision, but that didn't, like, this happened. If this
I
didn't
know.
happen, that was the right decision. That shouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? But that
Yeah.
was me not having the courage to just admit I'm wrong and make the next decision. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, it's that awareness, isn't it? And again, it's a bit of that getting over ourselves. We're allowed to be wrong. We're allowed to make mistakes. We're not, no
That's
one's
it.
infallible.
We're allowed to make mistakes. That's a huge line. Yeah. Allowed
Yeah.
to make mistakes.
And like what I said to you the other day, like I study a lot of Brad Sugars, who's a business coach, one of the best business coaches in the world, for his company, Action Coach. And I've seen him on stage in a seminar say, people ask me, how are you so successful at such a young age? And he said, it's because I've made more mistakes than everyone else. Well, that's massive. And that feeds in again to an autonomous person has the courage to admit when they're wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely huge. Yeah. And a winner doesn't play the blaming game. When you do get it wrong, because it's a cop out, isn't it? It's not owning up to, like, and I think it's more admirable as well if you make a decision, you get it wrong, and you go to your like family or whoever, like, and you say, "I've got it wrong." You're not blaming anybody else. You're holding yourself accountable. The business has lost a lot of money, or whatever has gone wrong. Yeah, I've held accountable. What's the next decision? Let's fix the problem. That's it.
mm,
Not dwelling on it. Not take a responsibility for your own life. And that's in business and that's in personal as well, because where we are now, we have to take responsibility of our own life. We're doing this study because me and you, yes, we're happy, but we're not happy where we are in our own life right now. and we're taking responsibility and we're moving the needle and we're moving forward, doing this work, getting awareness. So it's owning up to yourself as well. Because we don't pretend, like a winner doesn't pretend to have all the answers. It's a process you have to go through. Um, yeah, to find the answers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Got a
Yeah.
bit off piece in
No,
this.
no, you're right though. It's making lots of decisions, isn't it? Lots of
Yeah,
autonomous decisions. And I suppose like anything, you get half of them wrong, half of them right. But the more you practice it, the odds are you're going to get better. You're going to get more right decisions than wrong ones. It's going to surely work in your favor, but you have to be, it's like any other skill, practicing it on a daily basis. And I think
yeah.
a big thing is actually identifying what the small decisions are and what the big ones are. Like we were
Mm,
talking about, like the meal plans, for the week. We
yeah,
used to do that all the time, and we haven't done it lately. And it's just the thought of doing it. But actually, now I've got my awareness and decision. We don't want to make the decision, and we'll be in the grocery store, like trying to think, oh, what we're gonna have, what we're gonna have. But like I said to you the other day, I just thought autonomy. I just wrote it down. 20 seconds, it was all done. Those are
yeah.
the decisions that make a big impact. And then now I don't have to think of it. It made the shopping experience easier. The whole week's easier because of it, because it's all written down. We bought all the stuff, it's done.
It's
But
cause and effect, isn't it?
what a tiny little decision that was, and you can see these in all areas of your life if you really they're cropping up all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, it's the little ones I think are like really important because if you spend time on them and then they all build up, then you're just wasting your energy like thinking about insignificant little decisions that just need to be made. And then I'm assuming like anything, like we're studying quite a lot of habits at the moment. We've introduced a lot of habits into our lives that after a while, you just become autonomous. You just
Yeah.
or what's the word? Authenticity or something?
Yeah, yeah. So he's saying like, yeah, what a winner is trying to actualize is not necessarily the results, but to be their authentic self
Authentic self. That's it. Yeah.
through making autonomous decisions.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good. You just do it and you don't even realize you're doing it. You're doing it.
yeah.
Everything just flows.
Everything
Yeah.
flows. And again, I think this probably boils down to having the big decisions planned out, like the future well designed. Because when you're making your vision, you are making big decisions like in 20 years' time, in 10 years' time, and you're breaking that down. That's going to help you become more autonomous in the present, isn't it? Thinking about it, your vision. The more clearer
Yeah.
you are with your 20-year vision, every decision that comes to you, is this moving me closer to my vision
The
or is it
division.
not?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that is actually a big part of it, to
Yeah.
be
It is because yeah, I suppose if you didn't have your life vision or we have a 20-year vision, a 3-year vision, and a 1-year vision, and the 1 year is broken down into quarterly visions. But if you didn't have that, um, then you just kind of like you say, you just bobble along. You're
yeah,
not really making quick decisions because you don't know actually where you're going. And now, to be quite honest, if a lot of you are listening to this, like, you know, I've struggled massively to put down life visions. Um, and we're all just human. And it's only been in the last like short period of time that I've actually nailed my life vision and I've actually got the understanding of how actually important it is. And it's just changed everything. Um, yeah, it's massive. But
yeah,
you need to be at a certain level of awareness to appreciate the power of having a life vision. Um, and I do think you're right, Ant. I think that yeah, the decisions are easier because we know where we're going.
know where you're
Um,
going. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
God, that's deep, eh? That's
It
even
is
made.
actually, yeah, yeah, because I'm just thinking, it says that we're running out of time here, so we'll have to be quick.
What have we got left?
We've got 10 minutes left, so that's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you didn't have your vision and you listened to decision and studied it, you probably could develop the skill of being an autonomous person, but all your
Mm,
decisions are leading you to where? They're all a means to an
yeah.
end. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when you've got your life vision, and you know where you're going and your goals all broken down, then the only question you really got to ask yourself is this idea getting me closer to my vision or is it not? And that I think once you're very clear on your bigger vision, your well-designed future,
Your
it's
worthy
going to be
idea.
much more prominent in your mind and you're going to be more autonomous. So that's
Mm,
mad. See, that's quite big actually, eh? And that's just come out randomly
out
talking.
of nowhere, yeah. So yeah, if you're not really an autonomous person, it's going to take you longer to get to your worthy idea, your life goals, to be quite honest. Because
Mm.
you're going to, you know what I mean? You're going to take your time and you're going to delay on making decisions, which is going to be make get you to where you want to go a lot slower. But making autonomy decisions, if you know where you're going, is always going to be easier because subconsciously it's going to be easier,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
It really is because you know if I make that decision, I've got a quarterly goal. I need to hit that. Right, let's just do it. Yeah, I never thought of it like that. That's a good
No, nor
insight.
have I. Nor have I. And I know now, I know now that we've just had this discussion that when I wake up tomorrow and the decisions are coming my way, I'm going to have that awareness in my mind now. And I'm going to
Yeah,
be thinking, is this lining up with my vision or not? So this is what we're trying to get across. This is the importance of sharing ideas where you can both be right and you can see things from different perspectives because it really accelerates your learning.
no
And
one's ever, none of our opinions are ever wrong. We've never said, oh, that's bollocks. We've always said, we've always taken it on board and discussed it because no one's opinion is wrong, really. If everybody's different, everybody's got a view, a point of view on what we're discussing,
it's
decisions.
yeah, their point of view is relevant to where they want to go. And what's jumping into my mind now is Jim Rohn, and then Brad Sugar says it a lot, but I think he got it from Jim Rohn. He said, always just respond with, isn't that interesting? Even if you don't agree
Yeah,
with it,
yeah.
then that way you can see it from their perspective and see what they're seeing. You go, oh, how are they seeing it like that? Oh, okay, they're looking at it from this angle. I'm looking at it from this angle.
Didn't Earl Nightingale say in the Attitude clip, there's always knowledge to be gained from another
Yeah,
person, something along
uh,
that lines?
that's right. Yeah, he said, I've never met a person I couldn't learn something from, or I
Yeah, I never
didn't
met a
learn
person I
something
could
from.
learn something from. Yeah,
So you're always sort of studying others, and again, it's their unique perspectives and things.
yeah. Even if they're doing something in a negative way, you can learn from them not to do it that way.
That's exactly right.
You know what
Exactly
I mean?
right. Yeah, yeah, because that's still learning. Yeah,
It's still learning at the end of the day. Yeah,
there's still growth in that for sure.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So we're nearly at the end now. We can wrap that up now. I think that's been really good. I think we've uncovered a really
Interesting
big
point
thing
there.
there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
definitely.
more autonomy when you've got life vision because subconsciously you're going to make decisions that will magnetize you towards your vision,
Yeah, steering towards that.
towards it. Yeah.
And I think the more autonomy you're going to get the feeling if you've made the wrong one, but you are going to make wrong ones. That's just part of it.
Is
But
it kind of like you mentioned to me before, like the autopilot
yeah, so the
when it
autopilot
goes
thing,
off track,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So
off the flight plan?
if a plane's flying from one airport to another, they switch the autopilot on. If some turbulence knocks it off track, then that autopilot will bring it back on. And that's the same with, us making decisions. We make a wrong decision, we bring ourselves back on. Same with our habits when we're trying to install a habit. I used to try and install habits, try and do it for 90 days. If I missed day 8 or whatever, I'd say, oh, I can't do it. But actually, if I miss a day now, I just think, well, I'll just get back on it tomorrow,
Yeah,
put myself
yeah,
back on track. Whereas before, I just go, oh, no, I'm not cut out for this, drop it completely, nothing changes. So yeah, that
that's it.
autopilot thing is really good. It's called a cybernetic mechanism, and
That's the name for it. Yeah.
yeah, this was discovered. There's a book called Psycho Cybernetics,
Right, yeah.
And this is about that self-image.
I'll put that in the library.
Yeah, th this guy was a plastic surgeon, and he noticed if someone went in to him and just wanted like a nose job or a facelift or whatever, he said they might come in quite shy and everything. As soon as he'd done the work on them, he would notice a complete change of character. They suddenly be really outgoing and stuff.
Right.
We discovered we have this self-image, and
About
so whenever we try and do something out of our self-image, that fear will kick in and bring us back. So to change,
okay.
we've got to change our self-image. And he liked
Inside.
inside, yeah, because we
Yeah.
have we have an image of ourselves.
And it's generally a negative one, potentially. People like of your inner self.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it can all improve, and I think it can definitely always improve your own self-image because we're often our own worst critics.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
I think that a lot of people are like that. It's the same with like a thermostat in a house. So it's set at whatever temperature it's set at. Someone leaves the door open, it gets cold, then that mechanism's going to kick in and bring that room back up to temperature. That's like what your self-image is doing all the time and your
Yeah.
own identity of yourself. So as soon as you go and get that, reach for that big goal, the fear kicks in and it's bringing you back on course.
That
Um,
kind of brings me back to decision because at the end of the clip, Nightingale says, become who you are.
who you are, which is a huge decision
Which,
because
yeah.
you've
So,
got to
so
go
it's
deep.
it's identity thing. So if you haven't made the decisions through your life, you don't have a true identity of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just
Maybe we
open
can
up
go
another
deeper into self-image next time or something.
next time. Yeah. Or we'll just put it in a list of another topic to discuss.
Yeah, for sure. Because we're running out of
Yes.
time now, so we're gonna have to wrap this up quickly.
And I
So
was just going to say that's going to be another 15 minutes. We're just starting.
so that's the end of the episode, guys. I hope you found
Yeah.
some value in this. I know we enjoy this. We love it. We 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 love sharing it as well. We would love to read your comments really to see what your perspectives are on it. And
Yeah.
we're just going to keep doing these every week. And like I say, we want to bring value to the world. And again, don't be afraid to comment because your comment could inspire someone else who doesn't even make a comment. It could be just a missing piece for them, and they got it from you, and you know that just goes round and round. And it's like
Yeah.
you said, Joe. If you help one person and that person goes home, you affect the whole family, and everyone's helped. So we hope
Yeah.
we bring you some value. If you like this video, please like it. Please like the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell. That's what the YouTubers say, don't they?
Yeah, it is. Also, if you come across like, because we're going to do this every week, so if you keep watching us every week, your awareness will grow with us. It's the repetition, it's the cause and effect. Your awareness will grow and grow and grow if you watch half an hour of this every week along with us. It's a universal law. There is no way it cannot. You get great insights as your awareness grows. It's yeah, that's what we're trying to do, grow everybody's awareness. While we do this, we're doing this anyway. So we thought we can influence a lot of people and hopefully yeah, some people get some really good stuff from it.
Okay, guys, that's it. We'll see you next time.